You're welcome to the Citiuation Room on Citi TV. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadu, and what we do on Citiuation Room for you every Thursday is that we do the analysis of the running issues as we lead up to the elections of 2024. You do know that 2024 is a crucial year, and before the main elections of December or November, I'm not sure what date we are going to vote on. And in fact, the SDA people were saying it shouldn't even be on a Saturday. What we need to do is that the parties have to prepare. And if the parties are preparing, it means their primaries, they have to work on that. The NDC has a full set of who is running for them in which constituency. They also have their flag bearer. Now, if they have a flag bearer and they also have a parliamentary candidates, what is left is for the governing party, the new Patriotic Party. That party also has produced a flag bearer, has produced parliamentary candidates in constituencies that it does not have certain MPs. The outstanding issue is where there are NPP MPs, they need to choose a new parliamentary candidate. It could be the person who is currently there or a new person that they will be voting for. Now, that's what we are going to look at today. And we have also some analysis coming up. And so to do that for us in the studio, I'm going to start with my guest. In fact, let me introduce my guest when we come back so that it will be a surprise. This is Citiuation Room. You're welcome to Citi TV. You're welcome. This is Citiuation Room on Citi TV. Now, let me tell you who and who are in the studio with me. Musa Dankwa is our poster. He's been doing this work with us since last year. He is the head of the Global Info Analytics. Hello, Musa. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Umaru.
How are you? You're looking good.
I'm managing. I'm okay.
You look like you voted for the president, so your constituency has been treated well. You are enjoying life.
No comment, Umaru. No comment.
How is 2024 starting, though? These are first
started very well. Very busy for us, and we're looking forward to keep staying busy. A lot of things that we need to do. We are putting our house in order, and we hope that we'll be up to the job.
Okay. Let me bring in Sami Wiafi is my co-anchor today because Bernard Avila is not around. Sami, how is the president doing?
He's well. He's out of town. He's in Switzerland for the World Economic Forum. So he'll be back somewhere next week, Monday.
Please tell him to bring us chocolate because Switzerland, we know that that's what is there.
I'll tell him.
So Sami Wiafi is our correspondent at the presidency, and I'm doing this show with him today. Where do we start from, Sami?
Okay, so in the build up to the MPP, much anticipated parliamentary primaries in constituency with certain members of parliament, the National Executive Committee held a meeting yesterday, last but not the least meeting, because we are told that before the election proper of 27th, they're going to organize another meeting to finalize everything. So yesterday, there was a NEC meeting. The party decided to take decisions on some of the appeals or petitions it has received in respect of the vetting process that took place as part of the build-up to the primary. So the party came out with a decision yesterday. The General Secretary of the party read a statement with regards to what was going to happen or what you expect come the 27th of January 2024, where the party is going to have its parliamentary primary. So, Umaru, the party, through the General Secretary, announced that 322 individuals have been cleared to contest come January 27th. So, we have 322 people who've been qualified to contest. The party disqualified 17 individuals for one reason or the other. And then 3 individuals decided to step down. And then 33 of these individuals or party people or city members of parliament are going unopposed. And there's one court case, which is the Inshaiso constituency. The General Secretary yesterday announced that due to some misunderstanding between the candidates, which is the incumbent member of parliament, which is Stephen Amwa, the deputy minister for trade and industry, and the former member of parliament for the area, Kennedy Kwesi Kankam. There's been a court issue where we understand that one of the supporters of the incumbent member of parliament, Stephen Amwa, have taken the constituency and the election to court. And so on the 27th of January, the Inshaisu constituency will not be voting in this particular election. It was one of the constituencies many people have tipped. The political watchers had tipped this one to be a very keen contest between Stephen Amwa, who is the current member of parliament, and Kennedy, who is the former member of parliament. But because of the court processes, that particular election may not come out. After the court process, the General Secretary said they will allow the court process to travel. And when they are done, they will hold their special election for them to elect who will represent them in election 2024. So that is a breakdown. One court case is in Shiasu constituency in the Ashanti region, 17 individuals disqualified, 322 qualified to contest come Saturday 27th. 3 people voluntarily stepped down, and 3 sitting members of parliament are going unopposed.
So there are court cases that are coming up. This court case, do we know how the party generally deals with matters having to do with a court process? So
the party has a legal committee headed by Gary Nimakun, who normally deals with such issues. The party has an interest in this matter. I'm reliably informed that already the party has intervened in this matter. And so when the matter is called in court, the party will also make a representation and then try and deal with this matter. If they realize that it's going to drag, they may want to settle it out of court or deal with this issue some way or other, but they no wish that it travels beyond February.
How does a party deal with people who go to court? Because there are these issues of you should deal with these matters internally. Going to court will frustrate the whole process. How does a party generally deal with these matters? Normally,
the party looks at issues where the people aggrieved deal with the internal processes. If they feel they've gone through the internal process and still are not getting the justice they want, the party allows them to take the matter to court. And the outcome of the court matter, the party will accept it. But first of all, you must go through the internal process. I'm reliably informed that in the Shiasu constituency, it went to the regional, the people were not satisfied, it came to national, no satisfaction. That's why they took the matter to court, and the party is very much aware of this.
When you're disqualified, do you not have an opportunity to contest? And if there is this opportunity, looking at the number of days before the election, some 10 days or 9 days actually before the election, it's going to be a bit problematic. Does it mean once you're disqualified, it's final? You can't do anything about it?
So when you are disqualified, there's the appeals committee. So the MPP sets up the National Parliamentary Appeals Committee to look at the individuals who feel that they being disqualified is not in their best interest. So they petition this particular committee to reconsider the decision of the vetting committee to disqualify. The disqualification is normally done at the vetting committee. So if you're not happy with the decision taken there, you petition the party. The National Appeals Committee will look at your grievances, call you, interview, and ask why you are not happy. When they realize that the document you presented yourself is not in the best interest and you do not qualify, the party will automatically, with the blessings of the committee, will disqualify you. But the MPP convention, as they always say, if you are disqualified, you must decide to obey the instruction of the party. If you feel you are not happy and you want to run as an independent candidate, the party will not be involved. You can take that decision. But in the future, if you wish to contest again on the ticket of party, there's a window of 5 years gap. You must serve, or more or less, a period of 5 years before you can come back to come and contest on the ticket of the party. If it's not within 5 years or 5 years, the party will not allow you to come and contest on this ticket.
I see. Interesting. Now, so these people who have been disqualified, it is final for them.
It is final for them. There's nothing they can do. They can try again in 2028.
So whatever appeal they may have done, that would have already been exhausted. They would have appealed, the appeal has failed and all of that.
Yeah.
So they just have to
There's
move
nothing
forward.
they can do again.
322 qualified. It means that these are the people who will be on the ballot in total.
Yes.
In 15 regions, because OT region has no MPP MP. Okay. 3 step down. It means that the person is an aspirant and decided
not to run at all.
Unopposed means he's an incumbent MP. He's not being challenged.
Yes.
So this is the situation. In unopposed constituencies, what do they do?
So unopposed, they just go for an endorsement.
Okay.
It's a yes, the majority.
I see.
And they always go through. They always go through no matter what.
Okay. So the total number, I'm told, should have been 355. But then, of course, this is what has been cleared. Those who are qualified to be on the ballot, 322. I'll bring in Musa, because Musa has done some primaries, some work on the MPP's primaries. But let me just go and talk about the places that we've seen disqualifications. The Bimbilla constituency is a very crucial one. The new Patriotic Party has a sitting MP there, which sitting MP has been Minister for Defense for the past 7 years in the Akufo-Addo administration, the Honorable Dominic Nitiwo. He had a challenger, but that challenger has been disqualified. Mohammed Aminu Alabira is our correspondent in the northern region with focus on the eastern corridor side of things where Bimbilla is located. You're welcome to Situation Room. Aminu, I think I can talk to Aminu from here. Malamin, so we are just receiving the news overnight that Honorable Dominic Nitiwo is going to run unopposed, and this is because the gentleman who was going against him has been disqualified. Before you tell me about the disqualification, there's been a back and forth over the past few weeks about whether this Alhaji Zaruk man should go or not. What has been happening in relation to that?
Thank you, Madam. Bimbilla constituency, as you stated in your intro, is one of the places in the northern region here where we have had an incumbent MP who doubles as the defense minister for the party. Yes, over the past week, what has been happening in the constituency here is that initially, when MPP opens nomination for the parliamentary primaries, there were rumors that if anybody comes to pick the nomination forms, they were going to be denied. So Alhaji Zaruk, a businessman in Tamale, or in the northern region here, he owns the Global College in Tamale, where a lot of students from the north here attend. He came and then decided to go and pick the forms. He went on Friday in the evening to pick the forms, and he was actually given the forms. Nope, there was no challenge as to whether he should be given or not. When he went, the party chairman and the secretary were there waiting for him. They came and he picked the form. So the following morning, he came to present the form. That was where the challenge started, because the party chairman and the secretary, they said they were not around and that they were not pre-informed that he was coming to submit the form the following day. So they didn't want to come and receive the form. Talks went on, and finally the chairman came together with the former chairman and the research officer. They were there to pick the form. So they picked the form, and it was the former chairman who went through the process, the form, and they were satisfied with the form, and they took it from him. So to him, he has successfully submitted his form. Only for the party to release names of what's the name, aspirants who will be going for the primaries. It was there the situation went west, because his name was dropped at the regional level. And when they were asked, they said the regional level did not submit his name to the national level. Hence, his name was not part of the list that came for vetting. So that got some youth in the constituency here angered. So they went, and there was some distraction at the constituency party office there. It took the intervention of the general secretary, that is Justice Kodia, who intervened and asked that Alhaji Zaruk should be invited for the vetting. He went to the vetting, and there too, there were things were not right, because according to reports there, I was not in Tamale. So according to my colleagues who were there, because media were not allowed to go in for the vetting when candidates were being vetted. There were no media in the vetting room. But in this particular one, when Alhaji Zaruk was invited, media was invited to the room to see all what was happening. So according to my colleagues there Alhaji Zaruk agreed or accepted that he actually did not sign the portion that is the form B of the forms. But he later also came outside to say, no, he did sign. What happened was that some party elders came to meet him before he came into the committee and told him that this was the agreement or the arrangements they already had with Chairman Samba, and so there was no need for him to come and say anything there. He should just come and accept whatever is put before him. He should come and accept it. That was what happened. The thing went, and he made an appeal to the national level, and that appeal, the ruling was made yesterday, and it was that Alhaji Zaruk has been disqualified, paving way for the incumbent MP, Honorable Dominic Nitiwo, to go unopposed. Madam Sanda, so basically, this was what was happening in the constituency.
So his only crime, or his main crime, is that he did not complete his forms. That is the reason. That's the reason he was disqualified.
Yes, Madam Sanda,
okay.
that he did not sign the form D,
okay.
which is basically an undertaking that if maybe he loses, he goes for the contest and loses the election, he cannot go for independence. If he does, the party has the right to take him to court. That was the only, his only crime for the disqualification.
Interesting. But how has he been reacting or responding to this disqualification, or his supporters at least? How have they been responding or reacting since the General Secretary issued that statement last night?
Yes. The announcement came late last night. So many people by then had gone home to sleep. Even myself, it was this morning Citi news that I heard he was disqualified. And when I came out this morning, actually many people were not happy. People, youth in particular, have expressed their disappointment, their dismay about the whole thing. And they vowed to actually teach the party or the neck and the candidate election come December 7th. This is what I am taking from the youth.
But he's not in the constituency now, based on the information you have.
Alhaji Zaruk is not in Bimbilla now. He is currently in Tamale, but my interactions with him, he says tomorrow around this time, he will be coming to town. And the youth are planning to actually welcome him to Bimbilla town tomorrow.
How big a deal is Alhaji Zaruk? How big a threat is he to the defense minister?
Yes, thank you, madam. Alhaji Zaruk is actually a big deal to Honorable Nitul, because, Madam Sanda, you know Bimbilla. I know you visited Bimbilla. If you ask Honorable Nitul currently to point at one single thing that he has done for the constituency, Master, I am sorry, Honorable Nitul cannot point. Honorable Nitul has started. So according to the youth, they say.
So this what his critics and opponents are saying, that he has nothing to his name in the constituency.
Yes, please.
Interesting.
Yes, please.
Okay, let's talk about the history of the constituency. When did he become MP? Before him, who was there?
Thank you, Madam. The Bimbilla constituency started in 1992, or the current the republic we have started in 1992, and it was Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers who was the first MP for Bimbilla constituency. He was there from 1992 to from 1992 to 96. 96, Dr. Chambers lost to PNC candidate Dr. Mpambe. Okay. Mpambe won 1996 to 2000. 2000, Dr. Chambers came back again, but luckily he had an appointment to ECOWAS in 2002. So in 2002, there was by-election, and that was the first time Nitul came. Nitul by then was around 25 years then. So he came 2002, 2004. He lost the general election to Ibn Abbas, Mohammed Ibn Abbas. Mohammed Ibn Abbas won 2005 election to 2008. So it was 2008 that Nitul came back. By then, he came back and he was contested for the primaries by the sitting DCE for then, who was Mr. Honorable Saltu Said. That is the former Northern Regional Minister. He contested him in 2005 for the primaries. But luckily, Nitul won that primaries. And since then, it was only in 2005 that Nitul had a contender in the primaries. The rest, he has been going unopposed till date. It was only this time round that Alhaji Zaruk has come out to contest him.
Very well. Thank you so much. Mohammed Aminu Alabira is our correspondent in Northern Region, specifically based in Bimbilla, which is the Eastern Corridor side of the region, where he's telling us the situation with the Honorable Dominic Nitiwo. So, I mean, I foresee people, protesting these things, maybe going independent, or because the party has said, do not go independent. When you lose, nobody will do that. The
party said presidential candidates shouldn't go independent, but Alan Chamartin went independent. And so even though they are normally asked to sign a non-disclosure agreement or a caveat, as Aminu reported. It was for all the aspirants that if you want to contest and you lose, you do not go as an independent candidate. The party is trying to protect a lot of the things that happened in the 2008 election. If you remember, there are a lot of misgivings. The same time, the NPP was in power, similarly, and then they were trying to also break the 8 then. And so there were a lot of disagreements when it came to the parliamentary primaries in constituencies with sitting members of parliament. I've always said that the NPP always has a challenge in primaries where they have sitting members of parliament. And in every election, if a party wants to lose, it starts from the constituency level and it starts from the primaries. I'm sure the party wants to avoid some of these mistakes in the past so it can win more seats and win the election of 2024. And so you are made to sign an agreement that you may not want to go independent in the event that you lose. So that's a similar situation that's going to happen. But then in this particular one, I don't see a lot of independent candidates coming out of the NPP in this primaries. Very
well. This is Citiuation Room on Citi TV. My name is Sanda Ahmad. I'm here with Sami Wiafi and, of course, Musa Danko. I'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go into the polls that Musa has conducted into the NPP internal primaries. You're welcome back. This is Citiuation Room on Citi TV. Let's talk now about the NPP primaries. We've been talking about that, about what the superstructure of the party has decided. But let's focus on the polls. How are the voters behaving ahead of 27th January? We did for you a comparison of who is going against who last week. I mean, didn't we? We looked at the key constituencies. Yeah. Remind us again, we looked at Dome-Kwabenya.
Dome-Kwabenya, Awutu Central.
Yeah, that's where the Minister for Greater Accra.
Municipal, constituency,
yes,
sorry.
Yes.
We did Bantama.
Yes.
We did in Shaiso as well.
Yeah.
We did Bekwai. We did Yendi.
Yeah.
And quite a number of them.
So we look at, and we went to the Western region and Ashanti region, all of those ones. Let's talk to Musa. Musa, what did you do? Special report, NPP primaries, 18th January 2024. Tell us what you did first of all.
There were calls for us to look at certain constituencies. We tried to avoid polling this summer, but we felt we owe it a duty to our followers and indeed Ghanaians. So let them see what is happening in some of the key constituencies that are shaping up to be a battleground for some of the MPs. So we looked at a number of them. Let's look at where we went. Yes, Adansi Asokwa. We interviewed 450 delegates in Adansi Asokwa.
So you did telephone calls to delegates, telling them that you are doing work.
Yes.
You want to know who they will vote for?
Absolutely.
Okay, and you had specific constituencies you went to?
Yes.
How many constituencies?
Adansi Asokwa.
K.T. Hammond's Adansi Asokwa?
Yes.
450 delegates.
Bantama.
The Minister for Works and Housing?
450 delegates. In Sawam, Edwajiri.
The Majority Chief Whip?
457 delegates. Awutu Senya East.
Is that Hawakumsin?
Hawakumsin.
Yeah. Okay, Kaswa.
451. Yendi.
The son of the late Vice President.
Yes, Farouk Muhammad.
Okay.
450 delegate. Dome-Kwabenya, my own constituency.
Sir Ajo Asafo.
504. And then in Shiaesu.
Sticker.
450. Bekwai. So basically, these were the areas you looked at last week.
So you looked at very blue constituencies. Let me see. Yes. Bantama is very blue.
Very, very blue.
Kaswa has been behaving blue for a while now.
Yes.
That's Awutu Senya East. Yendi has been blue for a long time.
Yes.
Dome-Kwabenya has been blue too. In Shaiso, of course, blue. Bekwai blue.
Of course.
The only constituency I'm not sure about is in Sawam, Adwejiri.
It's been blue.
It's been blue too. Okay, so you just went for the very deep blue.
Because the deeper the blue, the
more
intense
contest
the fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because once you win the primaries, you are guaranteed a seat in parliament.
Interesting. You just need to win the primaries. You don't have to worry about stress. Okay.
Yes.
So you did this research between 10th,
between 10th
and
17th January.
Which means you finished yesterday.
Yesterday, yes.
So this is fresh from the oven.
Fresh from the oven.
Let's see what you got.
Good. Okay. We asked them key 3 questions to enable us to understand what is going on in their mind and how they intend to vote. would you say that your constituency has received its fair share of the development under the leadership of your current MP?
Okay. As a first question.
First question we asked.
Okay.
And then we asked them, how would you rate the performance of the current MP? Because the way they answer these questions gives you a clue as to what they will do in the end.
Okay.
And in the upcoming primaries in the constituency, who would you like to represent your constituency and therefore likely to win your vote? Very friendly, not very adversarial, just to...
coaxing them.
Yes.
Okay.
So these were the questions that we asked them. Now, in Sawam Edwardri constituency is the first one. Bam. So you see 3 charts and 1 table. The first is their view in terms of their fair share of development. In Sawam Edwardri, 80% of delegates said yes, they have received their fair share of the development.
So Frank Anadombre has been doing some good job.
Once you see this high number, it gives you a hint as what they might do in the end. No, 4%. No opinion, 16%.
Even if you put the two together,
it's way ahead. And then when we ask them about the performance of the MP, look, excellent, 40%. Very good or good, 39%. Average, 6%. Very poor or poor, 1%. No opinion, 14%. You don't need a malam to say that this MP
is looking good.
Looking good for him.
Okay.
Then you come to voting intentions. Who do you intend to vote for? Look, 68%.
Comfortable lead.
Comfortable lead. David Edu Tutu Jr., 0%. Hayford Siao, 3%. Undecided, 1%. Undisclosed, 29%. Now, these undisclosed guys could be for one of these candidates.
Yeah.
They normally don't go for the incumbent. Or for the establishment candidates.
They are shy to say.
It is reflecting what we saw in the Bawumia Kennedy race. Those who were not disclosing
went for
Kennedy.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, in a situation where it's not very clear, what we do is that we look at how they rated the MP. Those who say excellent, who were they voting for?
Okay.
Those who said good and very good, who were they voting for? Okay. Look at here. 92% of those who said he's done excellently are voting for Anadombre. And those who said very good or good, 76% of them.
So that's a big number for him.
Big number for him.
Okay.
Those who said average, look, 18% Siao, 68 not disclosed. So these guys most likely will go for somebody other than Anadombre.
Okay. But 100% of those who said he was very poor are Hayford Siao voters.
Yes. And look at the very poor, this 1% of it.
Okay, so it's not, even though, 100%, but 100% of something very small.
Very small. So,
okay.
So on this note, we can say that Anadombre is winning the primaries in Sawam Edwardri.
And things cannot change within the next 9 years.
I mean, these numbers are, the margin of error for this, I mean, less than 5% margin of error. And so the number will not really radically change.
Okay. All right. Looks good, like he can have a good sleep tonight. What do you have in your next slide? Or Sami, do you have a comment on that?
Well,
because Hayford Siao has been in the media.
Yes, he's been in the media, making a series of allegations
against
that his posters and billboards are being pulled down by supporters.
Even when he was going to pick the forms, there was a whole issue.
He was not even allowed to submit the forms in the constituency. He had to go to the regional office to go and submit the form. He's been on a platform several times, being confident that he's going to win. This is the second time. The first time in 2020 he was disqualified.
Okay.
So this is the real contest he's having with Anadombre. Anadombre came in 2012. He was then the regional organizer for the MPP. Came in 2012. He's been winning and been going unopposed since then. I think this is his first real challenge in this 2024 primaries.
And Anadombre has said he's going to use Hayford Siao to teach him a political lesson. He's going to mess him up. Okay. All right. If things go the way they are here, then it means he really will teach him a very...
I think Anadombre will come through.
Okay. Next constituency.
Yendi constituency.
Yendi. Farouk.
Mahama. Yep.
So that's the traditional capital of Dagbon.
Yes. Have you received your fair share of development under the MP? 78 said yes, they have received their fair share. Under the leadership of the incumbent MP. No, 16%. No opinion, 6%. How do you rate his performance? Excellent, 25%. Very good or good, 41%. Poor or very poor, 10%. Average, 18%. No opinion, 6%. So on the whole, it should be okay, or it should have been okay. Let's see whether this translates into actual votes. Who do you intend to vote for? Ali or Farouk Mahama, 44% of delegates are opting for him. 25% of them opting for Alibata Sani or Shani in Yendi. Mahama Zakaria, 0%. Undecided, 14%. Undisclosed is 17%. This is where the danger is, undisclosed. Now the question is, between these two, who is going to get being backed by the establishment?
What have you found?
We actually don't know, but we think that Alibata Shani is Maslow. Is Maslow?
Yeah, Maslow, CEO of Maslow.
So she is seen to be the establishment candidate.
And Farouk Mahama has not been given an appointment by this government.
Absolutely.
No, he serves as the board chair for Giadik.
Okay,
he's currently the board chair for Giadik.
Yeah. So let's see what happens in the way they rate his performance.
Break it down.
Who they are. That will give you a clue what was going to happen. I will come back and address this issue.
All right.
For those who said excellent, look, 95% of them are voting for him. Those who said very good or good, it is 46%. Only 18% of those who said very good or good are voting for Alibata Shani. And 20% of very good or good are not disclosing. So these guys are likely going to be for Farouk. Because they are saying that he's done very good or good. But they are probably scared to disclose who they want to vote for. On that basis, we believe that Farouk would outfox Alibata Shani in Yendi. He's already ahead. And with these numbers favoring him, it's likely going to outfox the lady in Yendi. So I project that Farouk Mahama would retain his seat in Yendi.
Sami, they had a very fierce contest the last time.
A repetition of 2020, the same candidates, the same strategy, everything. As you said, the establishment is right behind Shani, who is the Maslow CEO, and the majority Northern MPs are also backing Farouk in this election. They are heavily backing him to ensure that he wins this particular year. So it's a showdown, for want of a better word. On 27th, it's going to be a showdown, a repetition of what happened in the 2020 primaries.
So the reason for undisclosed being 17% is because they want to hide their true intention and probably not upset the establishment. But on the day, I believe from what they have said in terms of their rating of the MP, they will go for Farouk.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Okay, so we are going to Awutu Senya East constituency with the capital
Kasua.
How Kumsin. Okay, how is that looking?
Look, have you received your fair share? 96% said yes, they have received fair share from delegates. No, 2%. 3%, no opinion. How do you rate her performance? Excellent, 33%. Very good or good, 61%. Average, 3%. Very poor or poor, 1%. No opinion, 2%. I mean, it's clear. Who would you vote for? Howard Kunsin, 80%. Eric Kweku Boateng, 1%. Bernard, 0%. Undisclosed, 8%. These undisclosed are likely going to go for the non-establishment candidate. And that will be one of these two people. Undecided is 12%. Assuming even these guys misbehave, it will not change anything in Awutu Senya.
So how is extra comfortable? It looks like the highest percentage we are looking at.
99% of those who said she's done excellently are voting for her. And 76% of those who said she's done very good or good are still voting for her. Right? And here, you see, 8% of those who are not disclosing, I think will go for her.
Okay.
So the window for these guys to win is absolutely shut down.
Well, this particular gentleman has worked with Howard before in Howard's campaign since Howard came in 2012. This gentleman is currently I think the leader or the president of the Automobile Association.
Vehicle Dealers Association.
Yeah, this guy. And he was the same individual who led a protest against the government decision to impose luxury tax on some vehicles. He's a car dealer, and he's lived in Kaswa for 21 years.
Wow.
He's lived all his life there. I know him personally. Lived all his life there, raised all his children, has all his properties there. Now he feels that Hawa has been there for long, since 2012. There was an agreement, according to him, that Hawa said she's going to do only 3 terms. After 3 terms, she's not going again. But they are surprised that Hawa wants to make a 4th attempt, making her serve in parliament for 20 years. And so he is voluntarily coming out to break that monopoly of Hawa in this particular constituency. But it will be a difficult one for him.
Hawa's constituency, maybe internal politics is not a big deal for her. Usually it's the general elections that we see a lot of challenges when she goes against
It's a mixture of every tribe there. You find every tribe in Kaswa.
Cosmopolitan
every
area.
tribe you find in Kaswa.
Interesting. Let's look at the next constituency you worked on, Musa.
Bantama.
Bantama used to be the constituency where on election day you are waiting to hear the result. But unfortunately they've been splitting it, dicing
small chunks now. Bantama doesn't have a weight anymore.
Are not significant.
Because in Bantama always changes elections.
Yeah, but now the Bantama that we knew of old is no more the Bantama.
What do you think? Contest or no contest?
No contest for me.
I think big contests.
You think big contest?
I think it's a showdown.
I don't think it's a contest.
I think it's a showdown.
Bam.
Oh my gosh.
99% of people in Bantama said they have received a fair share of the development. No 1%. Now, how do you rate the MP's performance? Excellent, 68%. Very good or good, 31%. Look at average 1%. There's no way he's going to lose. Who would you vote for? 94% Asante Akim.
They are very certain.
They are very certain. Case closed.
Wait, Sammy, before this thing, we knew that this was going to be the battleground between Akufo-Addo and Kennedy Japan. But the polls don't look like that.
They don't look it.
Now, you see, no 2 elections are the same. You can't take the primaries in the presidential and then transpose that onto the parliamentary elections. Completely different things.
Okay.
And here you can see it.
Wait, before you proceed, Sammy, who is this guy going against Francis Asante Akim?
Okay, Raphael
for those who don't know.
Raphael is a lawyer, and he's the kid brother or the junior brother of Kennedy Japan, the failed MPP presidential candidate or aspirant. Now, he's lived in Bantama for, we are told, over 5 to 6 years, and that he feels that he wants to become the next member of parliament for the area. Kennedy, for the past 1 or 2 weeks, has been in Bantama campaigning for his brother. And he's been saying a lot of things.
He's been threatening.
Making threats here and there that if you don't vote for Raphael, I'm going to disclose certain things about Asenso, a whole lot of things. If this poll is anything to go by, it means the delegates there are calling the bluff of Kennedy.
I have heard someone...
The constituency chairman was on Eyewitness News and vehemently said that there's no way they are going to vote for Raphael because, according to them, he's a stranger. And Asenso has been with the constituency all these years, from his days in student politics, TESCON formation, deputy chief of staff, till he became a minister. He's been with them, and they see this Raphael guy to be a stranger. And so for them in Bantama, they believe in loyalty and tradition. And so they believe Asenso is the best person for them.
Interesting, because someone had said to me, an MPP person has said to me that Kennedy says, if you vote for the guy, you see what I'll bring up. And people say, okay, show us. We'll vote for him.
Yes, and show us what you want to show.
It was a threat that I didn't really understand. You were saying that you have, the guy has skeletons in the cupboard, but you only release them after he's
voted.
So if you don't want me to release the skeletons, then don't vote for him. It's kind of an interesting threat. But it looks like the polls
I mean, it's very clear here. There's no contest in Bantama. Case closed.
We don't even need to. Let's look at the breakdown. So, it's all looking good for him.
Those who said excellent, all of them, Asante Akim. Those who said very good or good, 84% Asante Akim. I mean.
Let's move on. Let's go to the next constituency.
In Shiaesu.
In Shiaesu. Richard Ananis in Shiaesu.
Yeah.
Yes, in Shiaesu. Maybe we would not be surprised when we see the numbers and we would then understand what is going on. The shenanigans that's going on.
So Shiaesu currently has the Deputy Minister for Trade as MP, Stephen Amwa. Formerly he was with, was it Maslock?
Maslock. He was the CEO of Maslock. When he left is when Shani was one of his deputies.
Okay, so Shani took over. Okay.
He was a former regional youth organizer and became the former organizer. The two of them have a history.
Okay.
When Kennedy was the regional organizer, Stephen Amwa was the was the youth organizer for the region. When Kennedy became member of parliament for Inshaiso, Stephen Amwa became the acting regional organizer. So the two of them have a lot of track record when it comes to politics within Ashanti region.
They work together.
They work together.
Okay. Musa, give us a
now,
figure.
This is very intriguing data from Inshaiso. Have you received a fair share of the development? Yes, 79%. This should have been a good news for the incumbent. Should have been. And then how do you rate his performance? Excellent, 8%. Very good, 55%. Average, 28%. Very poor, 1%. No opinion, 2%. Oh, sorry, 7%. Now look at it. What is your voting intention? Stephen Amwa, 21%.
Not looking good for him.
No. After scoring high on this, it means that...
Because it's the only one we are seeing a departure from, the top and the down.
Yes. And you know, Inshasu is one of the most, constituency with the most floating voters in the country.
It's an urbanized area.
Ashanti region.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are not just followers.
Yeah.
Kennedy Kwesi Kankam, 5%. George Odum, 2%. Undecided, 29%. 44% undisclosed.
What's the difference between undecided and undisclosed?
Naturally, he hasn't made up his mind as to who he wants to vote for. But this undisclosed, they know. They won't tell us.
They won't tell you.
Yes. And
so
that,
put the two together.
that doesn't favor Stephen Amwa.
So based on history and precedent, when they say they won't disclose, they are likely going to go against the person in charge.
Yes.
The incumbent.
Yes. And that is what probably we are seeing in Inshaiso.
But Kennedy's number is so pathetic, isn't it? 5%.
No, because that is the headline. Within this, there could be some hidden numbers.
Yeah.
Quite huge numbers hidden here.
Yeah.
That could really turn the risk on its head in Inshaiso.
Sammy, what troubles is Stika facing in his constituency?
Let's see, this could make more sense. Those who said excellent, 62% of them are voting for Stika, but 30% are undisclosed. Those who said very good or good, 27% Stika, Kankam 4%, 41% not disclosing. Oh, we like you have done work, but I think you must go. That's what this thing is saying.
Sammy, I was asking if there's any major issue in the media about Stika.
Well, the allegation is that he's not in touch with his people. He doesn't really keep in touch with them. In the Ashanti region, Sanda, if you're a member of parliament, there are certain things you really must do in the constituency.
You must go for funerals.
Always be at their funerals.
It's a must.
It's a must. You must always be at their funerals and always donate at the funeral. If you shy away from these two things, there's trouble for you. There's trouble for you.
Well, Stika, Deputy Minister Trade. Let's see how
there's trouble for him there.
Okay, let's look at the next constituency.
Bekwai.
Now, Bekwai is interesting because the incumbent MP is not contesting. I mean, Joe Osei,
one of the 18 who have decided that enough is enough. They are not going again. We expect a contest there.
Now,
our own very good friend.
So these are the people who are going against
our
him.
own very good friend. COP is in there.
COP George Alex Mensah, Henrik Opoku-Wari, Kingsley Opoku-Ajima, and Ralph Poku Eduse.
Ralph happens to be the son, or if not the son, related to the former member of parliament for the area, Eduse Poku, some time back.
Right.
Now a nephew also. Joe Wise beat him in that particular election in 2008.
The uncle of this man?
The uncle of this gentleman, when he was then the CEO of DVLA. He beat him in that particular primaries, I think won by 4 or 5 votes. And because of some issues, he had to go as an independent candidate for the party. And so there's this rivalry between Joe Wise and his uncle, which has been long-standing. The very day he filed his nomination, you could see his uncle in there as the godfather, ensuring that everything goes well.
I see.
Now, Joe Wise is supporting COP in this primaries. Openly, he has campaigned for him. We all saw the video and the audio. And the former MP is also campaigning for his boy. So it's a straight fight between former police couple and the nephew of the former member of parliament for the area. Couple has said that indeed he's going to win by 68 to 70% come January 27th. This gentleman is also saying that he's going to win come January.
I don't like how you left the two people in the middle. So let me see if Musa's
Let's see
will help them.
the polls.
Please let me see if
are giving us any clue as to what is happening there. Be quiet. Have you received a fair share? Yes, 74%. They are happy with Joe Wise. They've received what their fair share. And excellent for Joe Wise, 4%. Very good or good, 70%. Average, 19%. 4% poor or very poor, and 3% this. So you would expect his anointed to be sailing through. It doesn't happen. It's not happening like that. Look at it here. Kingsley Opoku Ajiman, 0%. Henry Opoku 1%. George Alex Mensah, 11%. Ralph Poku Dusai, 20%. Undecided, 21%. Undisclosed, 48%.
And if undisclosed usually goes against the establishment, then
George is in trouble.
He has retired from police. He may just retire from politics.
It is very likely the way. Look, he's leading on the headline numbers. Raf is leading in headline numbers, and we believe that his support is hidden here. Now let's look at this data. It will give us a clue.
Okay.
Excellent. Those who said they're excellent, 25% of them are going for Raf Poku Odusei. 6% are going for Opoku Wari. Opoku Ajiman, 0. See, Alex Mensah, he gets 38% of those who said the deputy speaker has done well. For those who said very good, 18 are going for Opoku. Look, 10% of those who said good or very good for Joe Wise are voting for Alex Mensah. 52% are not disclosing. It means that they like what Joe Wise has done. They don't like what he's bringing.
Interesting.
So Joe Wise's candidate is in trouble.
He's in trouble.
Yeah.
And of course, we don't know whether delegates will immediately go for his the person he has anointed or not.
At the moment, he's trailing the insurgent.
Well, it looks like a contest that we should watch out for on 27th.
Very, very, very closely.
Okay.
So these guys will shape
they are
the
the
race.
ones who they are the kingmakers.
Yes.
So we have to know what they will do, and it's only after 27 January we can determine.
Now, but from the face of it, we can say that Raf Poku Edusei is leading.
It's leading.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't be surprising if he wins.
If he ends up winning.
Because these guys are anti-establishment.
I see. Let's go to the next constituency.
Adansi Asokwa.
Katie Hamon's Adansi Asokwa.
What do you think?
The last time it was a bitter one for him, a bitter battle. He sailed through. At the time, what we knew was that the Jubilee House or the establishment was not in his favor or in his corner, but he won. Now he's a member of the government. I don't know if Jubilee House is now supporting him or not. So I worry for him.
I think that may be even his problem.
Because
he was popular before he became minister.
Yeah.
Now I think he's taking a slippery down road.
Wow.
Now let's see. Have you received a fair share under his leadership? Yes, 39%. No, 53%. This is a warning sign.
You should have, in Katie's situation, you should have asked them, have you received fair share when he was only MP versus when he became minister? Because he's been minister for like 1 year now, since Alan Chemantin resigned. Maybe we have to check inside for him. Or Katie.
That's not why we went there.
Okay.
8% said they have no opinion. So this is a warning sign to Katie Hammond, frankly speaking. And then look at his performance rating. Excellent, 7%. Very good or good, 40%. So in terms of how he's performed, probably they've looked at him from all the years that he's been an MP. Poor or very poor, 11%. Average, 29%. No opinion, 12%. Who do you intend to vote for? Katie Hammond, 23%, is leading. Kwabena Nkansa, 5%. Samuel Binfo Dakwa, 4%. Enoch Achempo, 1%. Undisclosed, 33%.
And undecided,
34%.
60% plus.
And these guys are anti-establishment. They're going to be anti-Katie Hammond. So if you add roughly this 33% to one of these guys, they will be outspacing Katie Hammond.
It's interesting that Sami Binfo is third because he's been put together up as a guy who is possibly going to beat Katie, if there's anybody to beat Katie.
I think this will be his second time challenging.
Attempting, yes.
In 2020, he was disqualified, but this time he's been cleared. Katie sent a petition to the National Executive to disqualify all the aspirants and make him go unopposed. But yesterday, at the National Committee meeting, that petition was thrown away somewhere. And so all these individuals are going to challenge Katie Amon. The Benefit guy looks like the individual who may give Katie a run for his money. He's a deputy CEO for the Ghana Publishing Company as we speak. He's a former NUCS president, very well popular within the constituency. Katie Amon's issue is that he's not qualified to run as an MP. But this is an individual who contested the last one but was disqualified. And so this time around, he's pushing the same argument that he be disqualified, but the party did not listen to that argument. And so Katie is going to have a tough fight come January 27th.
And I don't think that challenge would have helped him because these guys who are not disclosing and undecided could really, really do him.
So you worry for Katie?
I do.
Let's look at the final constituency.
Oh.
That's your constituency?
Dome-Kwabenya.
Dome-Kwabenya.
Dome-Kwabenya. Professor Mike Okwe's Dome-Kwabenya.
Yeah.
Papa Ajasko Jr.
Papa Ajasko's Dome-Kwabenya.
Yes.
Not the junior one, the father.
The father.
And Safo Kantankan's called Dome-Kwabenya.
Oh, wow. Michael Okwe?
Have you received fair share? Yes, 42%. No, 48%. No opinion, 10%. How do you rate the MP? Excellent, 7%. Very good or good, 29%. Average, 32%. Very poor or poor, 29%. No opinion, 6%. Who would you vote for? Look at it.
MP's performance, 32%. Not looking good for Adjoa.
No. And she's trailing badly. She's at par with Sheila Sechi.
And she's way, way below her content.
I mean, it is really abysmal polling numbers for incumbent MP.
I mean, the part about whether they received a fair share, she was not in Ghana, so she can't give them the fair share. Maybe you should have.
No, things may have been done in her absence.
Okay. But they still said they didn't see the fair share. Oh.
And look at it. She's really, really under pressure. Not only from Michael Quay Jr., but Sheila. She could be taking, I mean, she could be, I don't want to preempt, she could end up in third place.
Seriously?
Yes.
That's how you're seeing it. Because even the undisclosed and undecided may not go for her. If they decide to go for Sheila,
look,
or go for Okwe,
look, you could add all the undisclosed to any
her.
of this, still below Michael Quay.
So, just a quick background. Michael Quay is a son of the former MP for the area, Professor Michael Quay. He went to become ambassador of India, just like his father.
Yes,
now he's heading
the Free Zones Authority as a CEO.
Okay. He contested Adjoa Safo the last primaries.
Yeah.
Adjoa Safo beat him by 8 votes.
Yes.
And I still remember that day Adjoa Safo cried.
Crying in the car.
After winning. She won with 8 votes and still cried. She has had a lot of troubles with the government, with the MPs
party,
in parliament, with party and all
colleagues,
of them.
members of parliament as well.
She had to issue an apology. She had to go and distribute funny ice or yogurt or something.
Plantain chips.
And plantain chips. She went to the market. I've seen videos where people were saying, oh, go away, hooting her. I worry for her because of all the issues that have been put out there, that she has abandoned her party when she was needed the most. And so now that she also have another woman coming against her and her old contender is going against her, it looks like a very big problem for her.
Adjoa, in her campaign, I've had the opportunity to see her video whilst campaigning to delegates. And she's been appealing to the emotions of the delegates on the back of what happened to her, her long absence. She's been telling the delegates what really happened to her, what she's been through as a mother. As a mother, that's the key word, as a mother. What she's been through, what happened to her son and the rest. So, all her campaign, she's been appealing to the emotions of the delegates. I know how Ghanaians we are. Emotions take a better part of us. And so that's been the strategy. And also telling them that her long absence resulted in all this. And then give me another chance. I'll correct and fix all the mistakes I've done. And so on Saturday 27th, even though Michael Okwe may be leading, I foresee a shift come January 27th because the kind of campaign she is going and she is doing.
Let's look at these numbers.
Okay.
Look, those who said excellent, she's done excellently. 0 for Michael Quay, 79 for Adjoa Safo. very good or good. She's done well, very good. But look, 27% of them are voting for Mahokwe, even though they say she's done well, good. Only 15 are voting for her, even though they say she's done good. 10% Sheila, undisclosed 31%, undecided 70%. This doesn't look well. Very poor or poor, they are voting for Mahokwe 68%. Right? Those who say average, 48% are going for Mahokwe. No opinion, 30%. So these numbers means that Adjusafo is in trouble.
And Sami, the issue comes up about her father has church members in the constituency. They come up. Or these people are not party delegates, so it may not matter. It only matters in general elections. But
I have an opportunity to speak to some of them who are also delegates when it comes to the dad has a hospital there and a huge building within that particular area. Some of them still live in there. And you know, every 4 years, they create new albums. So over the years, I'm sure a number of them have moved from the delegates list and moved out. Some of them have moved outside the constituency. And so if anything we go by, I feel that Ajua may have a challenge. But her losing, I doubt if that's going to happen.
So for you think she would make it?
Yes. In the last primaries, there was also the same talk.
Yeah, that
the
she
same
may
talk
lose.
that Ajua was going to lose, Michael Oke was going to win. But what happened? She won.
No, let me tell you. Let me tell you why she's going to lose. She's falling out of favor with even reasonable people in Dome-Kwabenya, even among ordinary voters, by her actions.
And her party too.
And that has creeped into the delegates. And you see, it is very important you look at, people say, okay, you have done well. But for you to go back and look what you did again, we won't allow you. That's why every block here is against her.
So the party wants to protect its slot by taking her away?
Out, yes.
Otherwise, if she wins, there are views that if she wins, she may lose the general election.
Let me tell you what is going to happen. Whether she wins or she loses, MPP is in trouble in Dome-Kwabenya.
I see. Musa, we need to go, but just quick ones. So the headline ones are that Adjusafo, be careful. Katie Hammond, be careful. Sticker, be careful. Those are the three people who should be careful.
Sticker has gone to they've gone to court for him, so they may save him.
Okay. So, but those three people should be careful. Based on, is there anybody else who needs to be careful? I think those are the key.
Those are the key things. Yes.
Because okay, then.
And then Yendi will be okay.
It looks good for him.
Yes.
Alex Mensah to be careful.
Very careful. Yes.
Okay, I see. Let's leave it here. Sami, we end it here, right?
We end it here, Sanda.
Sami Wiafe is our correspondent at the presidency. Musa Dankwa, executive director of the Global Info Analytics. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadu. This has been.
Stars are playing. You don't wish them well.
Oh, I don't want to.
The national team.
Oh, challenge.
The Ghana national team.
Sham.
Musa, you don't wish the Black Stars well.
I wish them well. I don't watch their live.
We are winning against Egypt.
Oh, Charlie, do you
2-0.
believe? 2-0. Listen.
About we are winning against Egypt. 2-0.
14 years ago, our captain now led the junior side to beat Egypt.